So this is the prototype for the adapter piece that's going to be made. I think I've explained in the past what the exact plan is, but in short it's basically two halves of the rear half of an MX-5 drive shaft. So I need to make this adapter. So cool. There you go. That's the full drive line. It's a new day and I've actually made a new 3D print. As you can see here were the first two versions of the adapter piece, and this is the third version, and it's all of this correct sizing. So these bolts go in from the front for the axle, and these three are the BMW side. They come in from the back, just a 19 with a span that you can tighten it. And yeah, this is the axle for now. It's a, you've heard me say this before, but it's the MX-5 half, and this is open at the end. And I'll get a sleeve to get another one of these on the other side to the diff. But yeah, so that's the drive shaft adapter for now. And these can go in the bin. So yeah. So very happy with that. So I'm going to cut this. This is going to be the front half of the shaft, so I'm going to be cutting it to length. The bush that's going to be in here is about it's exactly 60 millimeters long, but I'll cut it a bit more so we have some room to play. So yeah, chop chop.
But I gotta be. Never wanted to be right, but you love me. I don't wanna see you broke, see you struggling. You would tell me thinking that we on the same thing. I don't wanna show you up, but I gotta be. Never wanted to be right, but you love me. I don't wanna see you broke, see you struggling. You would tell me thinking that we on the same thing. You ain't even got your own sound yet. I make on my own beats, cause you all wet. Only care about myself, so my own bet. Only care about myself, so my own bet. I don't wanna show you up, but I gotta be. Never wanted to be right, but you love me. I don't wanna see you broke, see you struggling. You would tell me thinking that we on the same thing. I don't wanna show you up, but I gotta be. Never wanted to be right, but you love me. I don't wanna see you broke, see you struggling. You would tell me thinking that we on the same thing. You ain't even got your own sound yet. I make all my own beats, cause you all wet. Only care about myself, my own bet.
Zo, die zit. Man, die. Ja, mooi. I left about 10 millimeters apart from the joints, which basically they slip, and the slip joints, I want them to not completely bottom out, so the shortest it could be, and then about 10-ish millimeters out, so this can kind of still slide, which is the whole purpose of this contraption with the axle inside. And so yeah, so I'm gonna cut that to size now. So there it is, the drive shaft pretty much completed. It's still not entirely finished, of course. I need to weld the press joints in and get the two flanges parallel, so they actually line up, because these have to be, well, the pin has to be in the same plane as the other one. And yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out, especially with the aluminum brace that you can see here, or the adapter. And after I've got the car running and driving, I will see how well it's balanced, and we'll go to balance shop after that. It's not the highest priority right now, because I want to get it driving at least. And yeah, pretty cool. We have a bunch of different things getting finished up right now. Next up is some small stuff. I've got the fitting correct for the fuel line that goes from here down to the hard line that I made in the video where I made the fuel lines. There you go, that's it. And then the soft line, or the other line, fuel line, also needs to be made to the fuel pressure regulator. Underneath there's a barb fitting. That's where the second line will go. So I'll make this line, and then we'll connect it and finish the fueling.
fucking car, she's so manly. I've been thinking about ways how to take it is. Taking out a late car out of any shit. She already hit my guts, what the damage is. She keep my fucking car, she's so manly. I've been thinking about
Vaak bodem eruit. Finish the final hard lines off camera. It's this one going back and under, and same with the return, that's underneath right there. It's a soft line. Those both hug the tunnel and come out here. I hope you can see that. They come through. One needs to be shortened, you see it's way too long, but basically it's they hug the tunnel right there and they go through the chassis rail and go to the hard line. So that's perfect. To tidy up the final fuel lines, I will be taking the engine out, and we also need to take it out for a bunch of things, because we also need to weld up the Swaybar mount, and I don't want to get the dust inside the underside of the engine, because it's currently not covered with whilst making the oil pan. And we can also clearance the subframe more, which is still or the steering rack more, which is still laying on right now. So let's get this engine out for, I think it's the 6th or 7th time. So yeah, so we're gonna get it out, and no need to film that, it's boring. So in the previous video we saw us remove the Swaybar mounts and shifted over one bolt hole. We actually drilled out the spot weld that was holding it to the chassis, which you can kind of see the hole that's left by it. So we're gonna mount this back onto the chassis with weld. So Thijs is gonna remove the mounts, he marked it off, and then he'll clean up the material and weld it to the frame again. So this is what the end result looks like. This after grinding, of course. This is the ungrinded ones. So Thijs is making it very shiny and looking good. And perfect. So there you go on the other side. This is the coolant pipe that you saw me make before. It actually adapts to the other pipe going down to the radiator right there. And I do need to add some more parts to this. Right here is the turbo feed from the coolant, and that goes to the port right there behind here, and the return comes out here, and that needs to go into the same pipe but at a different angle towards the water pump. This is going out from the head, and this needs to go towards the water pump. So I need to add this one, an AN6 weld bit of fitting, and I also need to add one going all the way to the back to get mounted up to the heater core. This is the first port that's in the head. That's the feed for the heater core, which is somewhere here in the firewall, and the return will go behind and back into that pipe. This is the piece of pipe that's perfect for the heater core. So that'll go on to the back right there, and I'll probably only have a little bit, because then I'll put a little adapter piece here, like a straight silicone one, out of the way of the heat, and also to make it easy to take the whole pipe out, because it's already getting kind of complex with this angle and the bend. So I'll make the pipe a little bit short so it can still come out easy.
pipe all welded up. Let's fit it to the engine. This bolt is actually a M7, weird Volvo things. I think it's probably one of the only MX-5s out there that will have M7 thread in there somewhere. Maybe some BMW ones actually. They tend to have the weird thread as well. Okay. Here it is, as you saw before, but now we have the extra pipe coming down to here, and I'll probably end up making a little bit like this long of a piece at an angle going up with a bar around the end, so I can put a hose to the rear. Maybe even a second piece of hardline, just as a straight silicone piece like all the other coolant lines, and then have one going to the port. So I'm looking where to weld on this bung for the return. And I don't want it to be, I could put it here because it has to be like tangentially to the radius of this, so it has to go basically point towards the inside of the return of the water pump. So I could put it here, but it'd be way too low. I could put it here as well, but then it'd be a pain to weld, and also it'll come out very near to the turbo and the hot side. So I want it to be basically in front of that, so in front of this center line. So I'm thinking I should probably put it like right there, but then it's gonna be quite tight with the oil return. So I think I'll end up doing this. I'm gonna cut this to size and see how it fits. Like cut it at an angle and see how well it fits up. This is pretty much perfect. Go up straight through the fitting right there.
Does need a little bit more clearance there though. I'll chop this out just like I did with this side, and we'll weld this back up. This goes there and goes onto the other side. Let's see if I can do this with just this. Here's the AN fittings and lines. I've got the one going from this is the feed, going back and around near the manifold. I hope that's not too close, but I might actually end up putting a sleeve over this as well. So this goes into the turbo and it cools the turbo and it comes out the other side. I will have to clearance a bit more of the chassis right there, but that's fine. So when the engine is shaking it won't hit. And that goes down into the pipe to the return into the water pump. That's the coolant lines for the turbo. Next up is the feed line, which comes from right there. There's a little hole in the block, which is perfect. That's where the stock oil feed for the turbo comes from too. So Volvo, thank you. And let's make that to there. And yeah, it's pretty good. One more thing that I didn't show on camera was I rotated the throttle body 90 degrees because the connector body was actually hitting on the evap system. It's this block right here. This is on the stock Volvos for the carter ventilation, and so I changed that around, and we're doing a bunch of random things at the moment. Also working on the exhaust, which we will say very soon. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to keep up to date, subscribe and check out my other socials, and I'll see you next time.
To be right, but you love me. I don't wanna see you broke.